Welcome to the Drive Network. I am your host, Big Bucks. Today is rather a special episode on the Drive Network because for the first time, we are doing a boat and a car. Thato Matsepe, how are you? And maybe for me, let me first say thank you so much for welcoming us in your beautiful house. I think I don't want to leave. But anyway, how are you? And are you as excited as I am today about today?
I'm fine, thanks, my brother. Once more, welcome to our home. I'm good. I'm excited. I'm blessed, and I look forward to it. It's going to be an exciting day, let's have fun.
Thank you so much again for letting us in. And Thato Matsepe, man, I'm just thinking now, we normally just come in and say we are looking at your car, the C63, just to understand what is it, what's the choice, what inspired the choice rather, and how does the car make you feel when you drive it? Why that particular car?
Look, it was, and for me, it was just a coincidence that, I remember about 2 years ago or so, I posted a picture of a C63 on my Facebook, and I said, one day, and I remember one of my friends, Gopochi, commenting and saying, no, with you, it's possible. And one day, I just woke up and said, today's the day to buy that car. I actually had taken in my car for a service, and I saw this car and traded in that car for this car, and it's been a bliss ever. And I only drive it mostly on weekends. The reason why I drive it mostly on weekends, number one, there's no traffic.
you don't need traffic on that car.
You don't need traffic on that car, so there's no traffic. And how it makes me feel, I think there are some things in life where, you just get, like when I'm in that car, I just get into a zone that, that sense of accomplishment, because it's just one of the examples of the goals that you put, up for yourself as a person and say, this is what I want to achieve. And as you achieve them, you enjoy them because you've worked hard to get to that stage.
Absolutely. And it takes me to me wanting to go drive this car, but I can't wait. But before the fun, we're gonna talk, try and decode that journey, and hopefully somebody gets inspired. I know I'm already inspired by the story because I've been close to the story. I've been observing, I've seen you. Look, by the way, we from the same street.
Yeah.
So I've been privy to this, and I'm one of those people that have been blessed and been lucky enough to see it happen. And hence why I always thought, remember, I always said you are on my board because people need to know,
Yeah.
But besides that, to move away a bit from it because it makes me super excited.
Yeah.
And the boat, of course.
Yeah.
Tell me about the boat. When you go to this boat, like, wow, man, what's the feeling?
Obviously, we hear the dam, and one of the things that made me build here was the fact that I just had this thing about boats, and I said, okay, I need to, number one, stay at the dam, and it took me time to buy the boat because I wanted to be ready for it. There are a lot of safety issues as well because you're out at the dam and anything is possible. But the feeling of being in the boat is just relaxing. I work a very demanding job, and on weekends I come to this house, and on Saturdays I just go into the water, and it just relaxes you. It just like you get so recharged when you come back to Joburg. You are so full of energy because it's very therapeutic, if I call it that, to just be in the water and just cruise, obviously with a drink.
Yes, of course.
And you just cruise, spend 2 hours in the water, you come back very recharged.
Yeah, and it's a feeling of work hard and play hard.
Exactly.
So weekends are for you and your boat, you relax and you recharge, which is very important. But then I think what I also want to get into now would be Thato Matsepe, Muruti, by the way. Let's not forget, there's
Yeah.
too many things behind this
Exactly.
man. Ke moruti, ke motho wa Modimo. But Ntwe, the other thing is, I could imagine when you drive the C63, I could imagine when you come here, somebody who knows and sees that is like, Tate Matsepe, what does he do? You know,
Yeah.
what does Thato do? And I'm here today to open that up and say, Thato, what is it that you do? Because we just want to understand, to gauge, bring that, decode that success thing as to what is it that one does to at some stage get a C63. I don't want to mention another one, you'll just see it. But what is it that you do?
Okay, I'm fortunate to work for one of the multinational IT companies. You know, I work for a company called Oracle. I'm in the leadership team there. I'm a senior sales director, responsible for 2 markets, responsible for public sector business and part of what we call commercial business. I wake up every day and do what I love. I love talking to people. I love selling solutions, and I like helping customers achieve, you know, their organizational objectives. So yeah, I've been in the IT space for, I think this year is like 20 years.
Wow, as long as you can remember.
Yeah, I think this year is 20 years. And for me to be where I am, I started from very humble beginnings. I remember Kokasi, you know, I was a waiter for Spay, you know, and actually I got my first job when I was a waiter. So I served these 2 guys, and we ended up talking about what is it that I studied. I told them I studied technology, and technology then was still a new thing,
Yeah, it was,
right?
it was a big thing.
And they had a company, go industry, you know, on the N12. And yeah, this guy said to me, come see me tomorrow. You know, tomorrow I walked, by the way. I walked from home to go industry to these offices.
No, I used to see you walk past my house.
Exactly. So I walked and I got there, and that was my first job in IT. I was an IT technician. I walked for about 6 months.
Yeah.
So like 6 months walking to work, and by the grace of God, I then got my first car then, which was a Golf. You know, I mean, then when you
It was the eighth day.
exactly, you know, so and from there, I mean, I think after about 6 years in the field, I then took a decision. Oh, I want to be in management. And not only do I want to be in management, but I want to be in sales and business development and so forth. And then, yeah, my career started. Then I moved from one rank to another. I worked for the likes of TransUnion, Samsung, Vodacom. A lot of
Yes.
people know me from my Vodacom
Vodacom
days when I was an executive here at Northwest, and you know, and eventually I was managing executive in a Vodacom subsidiary. And yeah, now then I moved from there now into Oracle. So that's what I do. Something that, you know, when I wake up every day, I look back and I count my blessings to say, you know, I'm from Kokasi, but then I was not Kontiri, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and one thing that really shaped me was because, you know, I was brought up by my grandmother, and she instilled the spirit of, you know, success in me, to say, whatever you do, set a goal, go for it, and you know, there'll be distractions, but keep your eye on what you want to achieve, and you'll see you will get to it. And those are the words every time I do something, I remember her by, you know, by the way I'm sitting, to say, you know, nothing is impossible. If you can vision it, you can achieve it.
And I know this because when you grow up in the location, there are those households.
Yeah.
They just have that aura about them, and they just have that respect.
Yeah.
You know, wherever.
Yes.
There's a certain that respect, and it takes you back to and it says, my next question to you was, how do you grow up, go thing, and do you always want to be this IT technician as you grow up? How did this dream start?
You know, like I touched on, I mean, Anaki Khodistoki, my grandmother and my grandfather, you know, God-fearing couple. I mean, you know, Kerekiarona is literally opposite to your house, Kopoch, and you know, and one thing that really grounds me is that knowing that you come from where you didn't have much, you know, but there was always food on the table, but there was no luxury stuff, you know, but you always had clothes, you always had this, because these people are making sure you don't feel like you don't have anything. And then as I grew up, then I wanted to be an accountant. I went to boarding school, studied, you know, baladi accounting, and that environment then says to you, you want to be an accountant.
Yeah.
And for some reason, after I matriculated, I just met technology, you know. Then the accountancy thing just went out the window, and I found myself, I want to study IT. I studied in one of the, that's why, you know, when you grow up and you realize, you know, your grandparents, and all they want is the best for you, so that you are a success tomorrow. I then studied at one of the private colleges that time in Ilhoda called CTI. It was like the thing.
Yeah.
It was like the thing, you know. And for my grandmother to make means, I must go there and study there. So I studied there, and you know, I remember Machita Kasibu, you know, gift Rampore, they were like, they were like, dude, you're studying at CTI, you know. And you know, when you have guys like that, Kukasi, who are rallying behind you, you know, you also don't want to disappoint, you know. Then I studied, I passed, and gift Kukasi, that, you know, goes bloco much.
Pride themselves.
So this guy, and the gift will say, this guy is the only
gift
guy.
is the guy.
He's the only guy who went who
himself,
went to CTI, you know, and he passed, by the way. You know, and my journey started there, really, and I fell in love with technology, and I'm still there. I'm still in technology, besides other things that I sometimes do on the side, but technology is my first love, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
And yeah, because I've been privy to the journey, right?
Yeah.
I see this guy walking past, obviously, walking.
Yeah.
And boom, there's this one time now, besides the golf, comes the 5 Series. I'm like, yay, my man is, yay.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. And for me, growing up, because I always had a curious mind.
Yeah.
And what's happening around me, I'm taking that, I'm like, man, we can go there.
Yes.
And what's the feeling from that golf to the 5 Series? Because for me, it was like a proud moment for my street, whatever.
Yeah. You know, funny enough, then it was actually when I could say my career prospered, because then the 5 Series, I was now an executive now. You know, I was a CIO, and yeah, a lot of people were surprised that I bought a 5 Series. I was how old? I was like 26 years old.
Yeah. It was a killer one.
Yeah, so like here is this young guy, 26, 27 years old, buying this big 5 Series. There was then the 5 Series. It was a new model, and I was one of the first people to buy it. And you know, it again, you know, you work so hard that you look at your life and you say, I come from a background, you know, it's difficult for most of people to come out of, but I want to be an example. You know, we can come from Kokasi, and we can be a success. We can come from Kokasi, we can be in big boardrooms. We can travel the world and go talk multi-million rand deals. And I think that story then inspires others. You know, when they see you, and they're like, wow, this guy, why? And I think the biggest mistake that we do, it's not approaching people and asking them, "Hey, how did you make it?
Exactly,
What
yeah.
happened?" And you know, we shy away from being mentored and whatever. And oh no, maybe this life is meant for me. And it's important that when we see now what I did to change my life, you know, my wife will tell you that I had friends who are older than me, like friends who were like 50,
Yeah.
60 years, you know. But for me, what was important was I was learning from these men, you know, and they shaped who I am, because the conversations that we're having, it's about building me. I'm asking them, okay, how did you become a CEO?
Yeah.
You know, what was your journey? And then how did you become an executive? What was your journey? And I learn from that, and it also inspires me to be there. And I hope, Linda, you know, from where we come from, I can inspire other youngsters to say, if Matsepe can do it, you know, I can do it too.
And it's that drive that we're looking for, and it's exactly what we try and send out as the Drive Network. For me, the key thing is your attitude when you have nothing, and your attitude when you've now acquired the things you've been praying about.
Yeah.
And for the fact that we're sitting here, it shows for already you are opening up that door to the guys and say, guys, I've been Kokasi, I've been in a situation where I had no faith. And yet I pushed beyond that, and I've made it. And come speak to me, and let's try to grow you. But I'm just thinking of the boat now in the C63. I don't like to shy away from what makes me happy.
Yeah.
So I think because we've got a long day, you and me, it's a car, it's a boat, guys. I'm sorry. What is it that you would have to say for someone young out there, somebody not even young as well, who is probably trying to be successful in life? And I'd say for me, what I've learned from your journey, having been privy to it, is that we win or we learn. We don't lose, you know.
Yeah.
We win or we learn. We don't lose here. But what is it that you would say to somebody who's probably trying to make it? And I'm prompting you for this because I want to go drive the C63 and I want to be in the boat as well.
Look, you see, to anybody, you know, who's going through a lot, number one, you know, so God, God listens. That's where we need to start. And then number two, you have to believe in yourself more than anything. You know, it doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter whether you have parents or not. The first or the second thing, the first thing after God is believing in yourself and believing what it is possible. Once you have those two things, nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever stand in front of you, because you have God and you have that inner belief, Yahore, anything is possible and I can achieve whatever that I want to. From there, you'll just see, man. Then you just roller skate.
Just
from
flow.
there.
You just flow.
It just goes. You know, even when you walk into a room, people see a person who believes in himself.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
aura
not
comes
a hard
out.
sell. You know, that aura comes out, and people see that, and people want to associate themselves with successful people, with confident people. So if you have those two things, man, I think. And okay, the other thing which is very important, friends. Make sure that you keep friends that inspire you. Make sure that you keep friends between each other you learn, you know, and it must never be about competition. It mustn't be about Baxi has this, so I must have that. It's about how do we inspire each other. If I see you in a C63 and I'm a friend, I must be inspired to say, oh, my friend is driving a C63.
God is in the neighborhood.
God is in the neighborhood, you know. So for me, that is what's important. God, believe in yourself and choose your network wisely. Friends, the people that you hang around with, choose them very wisely, because those are the people that will drive that fire in you.
Ntate Moruti. I thank you so much. I thank you ever so much for welcoming us in your house and for the words of wisdom. And yeah, God, you believe in yourself, choose your network right. It doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is where you're going. If you have that belief, you can do anything. You'll just roller skate.
Absolutely.
And before that, let's just go and drive the C63, brother. And the boat. I cannot wait. Thato Matsepe, thank you so much.
It's only a pleasure, my brother. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Okay, sure.
I normally ask Mr. Matsepe, you mentioned you drive the car weekend.
Yeah.
So how many tanks do you kill? What's the consumption like?
Yeah, no, you kill a whole 60 liters in a weekend.
In a weekend, God.
Yeah.
And then how much is it normally to recharge, to refuel?
It's not that expensive. I think it's about, well, expensive is relative, right?
Yes. I was about to say, hey, wait. That's relative.
Yeah, so it's about 1,000.
Oh.
About 1,400 a tank.
Yeah.
But that goes very quickly.
Yes. It's not for you're gonna have it the whole time.
Exactly. So yeah, it's quite hectic, but it's a nice drive. You take the roof down, put the roof down, and
you drive the beast.
and then you just listen to the pipes. You just listen to the pipes.
I'm doing that though, yeah, like a race. Yeah, I'll enjoy this.
Yeah, so
I'll enjoy this.
I think for the benefit of the residents, let's take it out.
Let's take it out. And I mean, you can see, guys. Come on.
Yeah, so for the benefit of residents, let's go make noise outside.
Ooh, yeah. If there's one thing they got right, this car, is that engine sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sound is amazing. Even when you're just driving it normal, you still hear that engine sound. The pipes.
Yeah, even if I press you, the pipes are still there.
Exactly.
And I think the drop top does that. It's just the finishing touch.
Yeah, it just gives you that. You hear what people hear outside.
Man, even the air, it's a bit different.
Yeah.
It complements your place. No, just coming down for a weekend. Your boat is waiting.
Come down here, you chill. Like now we're gonna go out to the water. We spend about 2 hours there. Come back, have a little braai. Then tomorrow is church.
Then tomorrow is church, Yeah, but you've had a relaxed weekend. Yeah.
And you now invite God to take over for the next week coming. Because we're always going in and out, business and that. So it's important to invite God, to lead the week for you, and just go and say thanks for the week that passed.
That's the tradition, right? And you get it's diluted. To invite God in your life, and I'm very glad for it. But when I expect nothing but that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, no. Yeah. I know guys normally I don't want, but
yeah, so it's your turn now. So you take over and tell me what I feel.
Look at that. You don't have to sweat.
Yeah.
I want to insert a seat belt and that.
Yeah, it brings you.
There's your seat belt. Oh, the Mac boys. At the Mac, King Mac and the rest.
Yeah, there's Mac and there's other cars.
Ooh, 63.
Yeah. It's
Like influencer, though. Yes. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pure fun.
It's fun, you know. It's a weekend car. You know, you enjoy it. You know, it's meant for you to have fun with it.
To have fun with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun car.
Go straight, yeah.
Those pipes got some the whole time. Ooh, the change down.
Yeah, the change down is nice.
So if I saw 1,400.
Yeah, that's how you finish the 1,400.
And then you might go back at the same weekend and refill.
Yeah, you might go for another 1,400
Yeah,
because you enjoy the sound again, and it just gives.
And if you've got a visitor like me,
yeah. You got a visitor who likes going to buy ice even though there's ice. You're like, you just bought ice, boss.
Yeah, no, yeah, melta. No, but there's something I want to eat them, and it's. Ooh.
Yeah, you can.
You tell. Shucks. Oh, and the change down.
Yeah, the change down is fun. The change down is fun.
Then so allow a driver slow, fella.
Yeah.
That change down will kill you. But now I'll always press it. The whole like you try to go low, you're going to.
Listen to that.
Oh, mind you, I will fella petrol le matai.
Yeah, and you've got like tires.
So you better be prepared. Don't just.
Yeah, no.
Because I normally tell the guys, I do this reviews when you have a car like this especially and you're thinking, okay, obviously for me it's wiser to have other cars with this one.
Yes.
But any car that you have, afford at least minimum 4 tanks of petrol a month.
Yeah.
For that car.
Yeah.
And at any given time have money for tires.
Yeah.
Because I got 4.
Exactly.
Then you have to replace 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it.
Yeah, so people must always be prepared.
And it's also not just about buying a car, as you say. You know, it's about can you afford to maintain the car.
The car.
It's easy to buy a car, you
Very
know,
easy.
and then there comes obviously the Kihodi motor plane and stuff. But there are things that you know you have to afford
Outside that,
petrol for.
yeah.
You know, you can't.
Matai.
Yeah, it's not a car that you can go into a garage and tell the clipper.
No, I
Because
know.
before you get to the stop, the clipper is finished.
There's a key element that you mentioned, your network. And that's very important for me. But how I can
Yeah.
you know, and how they influence you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's people like you, but we want to keep in the network. And then but learn something from that, and you push each other as a network.
Exactly.
You push each other.
And that's what I was saying. It's not a competition as
Yeah.
well. You know, you are in this network and you inspire each other.
Yeah.
You know, you take out the best of each
each
other.
other.
That's what's important. You know, for Harenzi, a group of guys, how do we empower each other? How do we enable each other?
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I call it your brother's keeper. You know,
Ooh.
you must take care of your brother. You know, if he's down, make sure you pick him up.
Yeah.
You know, because the day will come when you are also down.
Yeah.
And you expect somebody to pick you up. So,
And I always say, if a country can experience recession, you as a person, it can be commercial, it
Yes.
can be emotional.
Yes.
Somehow that recession needs support.
Exactly.
And I think monetary values and stuff, get like material stuff, make people think, you might need help only got chalet. No.
Yeah.
Shelter can be there all the time, and then
Exactly.
emotionally you are in recession.
Exactly.
You know, that's why we invite God, Kausani.
That's the point, right?
Yeah. So is this what you jump to?
No. Funny enough, I don't listen to radio and stuff. Anyway.
This guy, you can't listen to radio.
No,
You
no,
listen
no,
to the
no, no.
pipes. As promised on the Drive Network, the first ever time in a boat cruise. We're doing a boat today. Thato Matsepe, thank you so much for giving us this nice ride. Is this where you now relax on the weekend?
Yeah, no, Bucks. This is what it's about. You know, relax, recharge, get ready for the week ahead. On a Saturday, come out here, spend some time in the water, cruising, you know, just forget everything.
Yeah, one of the views saying there's an absolute recharge. There's an absolute recharge.
Yeah.
Get a boat, man. Get a boat. Get a boat. Peace. We out.
Cheers.
Cheers. Muchini ntati. Mr. Matsepe, thank you ever so much for having us. And yeah, any last words for the guys at home?
No, thank you for coming through. I mean, like I said, you know, God first, believe in yourself, and choose your network wisely.
Thank you so much. God first, choose your network wisely, believe in yourself. Your boy, Big Bucks, peace, we out.